You all must have heard the talk about positive thinking. You must have heard many motivational speakers talk about the importance of always thinking positively. Though these speakers may not themselves know the science behind positive thinking, but one thing is certain, that you can reap great rewards if you soak your mind in high thoughts, particularly the thoughts that pertain to your infinite divine nature. If you can consciously contemplate on your real nature, if you can consciously think about what the Enlightened Masters and Scriptures talk about, then it can lead to the cessation of thoughts within you, which means it can give you a glimpse of your real nature. This conscious thinking on what the Scriptures or Enlightened Masters say is known as the contemplative meditation. In Sanskrit, it is also known as Atma Vichara. And this is an integral part of a spiritual life. Simply sitting for 1 or 2 hours for meditation is not enough if you allow your mind to think what it wants to. You have to consciously engage in Atma Vichara or self-inquiry. And with this you will see that the hold of negative thoughts on you becoming less and less with each passing day. Though negative thoughts will still come, but they then won't have the power to draw your complete attention. Now, let me just share with you one beautiful verse from Astavakra Gita, which talks about the power of what you think. The verse goes like this: Mukta bhimani mukto hi baddha bhimani api kivandanti hai satyeyam yamati sagatir bhavet. In this verse, the Master Astavakra says to his disciple Janak, O son, the one who considers himself free becomes free, and who thinks that he is bound remains bound. As one thinks, so one becomes. So you see, the Master Astavakra acquaints his disciple with the power of thinking. He tells him to be careful about what he thinks, because if he considers himself bound, he will remain bound. And if he considers himself free, he will verily become free. The Master Astavakra asks his disciple to stop considering himself as the body-mind complex, because if he thinks he is the body, he will exist as the body. If he thinks he is the mind, he will verily remain so. But if he considers himself as the ever-free consciousness, if he considers himself as the boundless awareness, he will soon realize this truth. So you all must be very careful about what you think, about what goes on in your mind. Let me just ask you a question. Where is the bondage? Just think about it. Where does bondage really exist? Is it in the body? No, it can't be there, because body is an inert, lifeless, dead, dull lump of matter. There can be no bondage in the body. Then is it in the consciousness? No, it can also not be in consciousness, because consciousness is ever free, it is infinite. Now when something is infinite, how can there be any bondage in it? If it has got bondage, then it cannot be infinite, right? The very word infinite implies that there is no limitations on it whatsoever. So there can be no bondage in consciousness. Now if bondage is neither in the body nor in the consciousness, then where is it actually? Yes, we are left with the mind. That's where the bondage lies. And what is mind? It's nothing but a collection of thoughts. So bondage is in the thoughts. So use the thoughts to go beyond the thoughts. The scriptures say that the thoughts are like thorns. So when a thorn pricks you and enters your soul, what do? You use another thorn to take this thorn out, right? So use the thoughts of the enlightened masters and scriptures to go beyond the bondage created by the thoughts. Drown yourself in these spiritual thoughts. Let them permeate every fiber of your being. Contemplate on them day and night, and you will soon experience the truth behind them.